You're not stuck because you're scared. You're stuck because you're comfortable. And there's a difference. Fear is loud. It tells you all the reasons you can't. But comfort is quiet. It whispers, why risk it? You're fine here. And that's the trap. Because comfort isn't keeping you safe. It's keeping you small. This is what happens when you realize your comfort zone has become a prison, and what you find when you finally walk out. Your comfort zone doesn't announce itself. It doesn't feel like a cage. It feels like home. You've built a life that's predictable, safe, manageable. You know what to expect. You know how to navigate. You know the risks are low. And on the surface, that looks like wisdom. But here's what's actually happening. You're not growing. You're maintaining. You're not living. You're managing. You're not thriving. You're surviving. And the worst part? You've convinced yourself this is what contentment looks like. But it's not contentment. It's resignation. You've stopped asking, what if I tried? And started asking, why risk it? You've stopped pursuing what lights you up and started protecting what you already have. You've stopped expanding and started defending. And every day the comfort zone gets smaller. Because that's what comfort zones do. They shrink. The longer you stay, the less you're willing to risk. The more you avoid discomfort, the more threatening discomfort becomes. Eventually, everything outside the zone feels impossible. Not because it is, but because you've trained yourself to see danger where there's only growth. You're not afraid of failure. You're afraid of discomfort. And that fear is costing you everything you actually want. Here's the thing about comfort zones. They're not evil. They're necessary. You need stability. You need routines. You need a foundation. But somewhere along the way, the foundation became the ceiling. You stopped building. You started protecting. And now you're living in a prison that looks like a home. The job that pays the bills but drains your soul. The relationship that's stable but not alive. The routine that's predictable but suffocating. The life that looks good on paper but feels hollow. And you tell yourself, this is just how it is. This is what being an adult means. But that's not wisdom. That's surrender. You're not being responsible. You're being safe. And safety, when it becomes your only goal, will kill everything that makes you feel alive. Because the things you actually want, the work that matters, the life that feels real, the version of yourself you're proud of, they're all outside the comfort zone. And you know this, and you feel it. That restlessness, that quiet ache, that voice that whispers, is this it? That's not dissatisfaction. That's your soul begging you to grow, and the longer you ignore it, the louder it gets. Until one day you realize the comfort zone isn't protecting you from risk. It's protecting you from life. So, what happens when you finally step outside? First, you'll be terrified. Every instinct will scream, go back, it's not safe out here. Your brain will invent 1,000 reasons why this was a mistake. You'll doubt yourself. You'll question everything. You'll feel exposed. And that's normal, because growth doesn't feel like growth. It feels like chaos. But here's what else happens. You'll remember what it feels like to be alive. Not managing, not maintaining, not protecting, actually living. You'll make mistakes. You'll fail. You'll look foolish. You'll struggle. And it'll be the most real you've felt in years. Because discomfort isn't the enemy, stagnation is. And when you choose growth over comfort, everything shifts. You start building instead of defending. You start creating instead of protecting. You start living instead of managing. And you realize the person you were inside the comfort zone, that wasn't the real you. That was the small, safe, managed version. The real you is the one who takes risks, who tries things, who fails and tries again. The real you doesn't need certainty. You need possibility, and possibility only exists outside the comfort zone. You'll still have fear, but you'll stop letting it make your decisions. You'll still have doubt, but you'll stop letting it keep you small. You'll still have discomfort, but you'll stop treating it like a warning sign. Because you'll finally understand. Discomfort isn't telling you to stop. It's telling you you're growing. So here's what I want you to know. You're not stuck because you don't know what to do. You're stuck because you're too comfortable to do it. And that's okay. Comfort feels safe. It feels responsible. It feels like the smart choice. But look at your life right now. Really look at it. Is this what you want? Or is this just what feels safe? Are you building the life you dream about? Or are you protecting the life you've settled for? Because the comfort zone will never push you out. It will never tell you it's time to go. You have to choose it. Even when it's terrifying. Even when every instinct says, stay. The life you actually want? It's not in the comfort zone. It's in the messy, uncertain, uncomfortable space where you don't know what happens next. And that's not a bug. That's the point. Because you don't grow in certainty. You grow in the unknown. So take one step, just one. Do the thing that scares you. Make the choice that feels too risky. Say the thing you've been holding back, not because you're certain it will work, but because staying small is no longer an option. You're not here to be comfortable. You're here to be alive. And alive doesn't happen in the comfort zone. Step out.